has a full-scale humanoid robot, combat robot, which is now ready and set for field trials. This is the T800, and it is developed by a Shenzhen-based company, Engine AI. This robot is ready to go. It's ready for the field trials right now. Let's look at this stuff, guys, because here's what I got to tell you. I warned you about this 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I told you that China was going to be developing robots for combat and robots for their factories so they could overcome their lack of people, their demographic drop, which would inhibit them from manufacturing, which would inhibit them from fielding soldiers. Oh, they got both of these licked. And they've done it a lot faster than I projected 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I did a video where I laid out in detail how they could completely roboticize all this stuff and make huge militaries, huge armies with these robots, how they could do this pretty darn fast, how they could pay for it. Even with their dire straits in their economy, how they could pay for it and why it would be a huge economic boom for them to do so and a military boom. Well, guys, they're ahead of schedule. I mean, it sounded like science fiction when I talked about it. It sounded like nuts, but I laid it out that how it could be technically done, financially done, and why they would absolutely want to do it. And I was showing them where it kind of started. Oh, well, they're way ahead, way ahead. So we're going to have a look at this stuff, guys, because this is just off the charts what they're coming at us with. Here we are. This is it right here. This is their combat-ready humanoid robot fighter. Yeah, set for field trials. My guys, this is it. I think that's a drawing of it, actually, but this is it. They've got it. It's out there. It's the T800 full-scale robot. And listen, it's got stereo vision and LiDAR, so it can maneuver its way through obstacles like forests, jungles, whatever, supposedly. Anyway, this thing is actually going into trials later this year. Well, it's already later this year. This is December. So within weeks, this thing will be out there being tested. So they're planning to use it. Anyway, guys, this is a very serious development. They started it back in February. It was unveiled at the at World Robotics Expo that they hold every year. And it stands 5.6 feet tall, 173 centimeters. It weighs 165 pounds and has 29 degrees of freedom. That's different ways it can move, plus a 7 degrees of freedom per each hand. So this thing's got a lot of articulation available to it. As I mentioned, it's got LiDAR 360 degree all the way around. It can tell what's coming at it. You guys in the back of your head, I don't. LiDAR, stereo vision sensors, and a millisecond level environmental processing for obstacle avoidance and situational awareness. So, guys, this thing is a pretty serious robot. I don't want to play this because that might get a CW strike. So, just real fast, guys, this thing is something that's out there. This is another article on these. And, that video was supposedly a video of this thing moving, so I guess maybe that was. Anyway, here's some other ones they've got. This is the robot we're talking about here. And so, guys, they're coming along. There's several articles out there about this thing. The T800 is what it's called. And I'm going to show you a couple of other things. They got a spy robot right now on the border with India. Hello, India. Modi went over there and tried to make friends with Xi Jinping, but Xi Jinping, he's good at attacking his buddies and allies and taking from them too. Like he's trying to get parts of Siberia from Russia right now. Well, this is supposedly this is a zoomed in photograph of this little robot sentinel on the border there. Looks like it's got a little trail there it can run up and down. It's up on a ridge, apparently, but there's actually a video of it down here. So just to show you, they're already putting things in the field. This one isn't as sophisticated as the T800, but this is on the line of actual control between China and India. Let's see if I can get this thing to get large here. Um, there we go. Thought I had the sound muted. Anyway, say China's overcrowded. That's what it sounded like the guy was saying in the background. Like I said, we want parts of India, we want parts of Siberia. We're overcrowded. No, it sounded like that. Most of that was moaning. It sounded like it wasn't English, but I don't know. Maybe I'm hearing things. China deploy humanoid. They've actually put humanoid robots on the Vietnamese border for border security and also processing people coming through. Now, this is from another company, UBTech. So, guys, they got all kind of robots coming out, all kind of stuff. UBTech Robotics, and it's another Shenzhen-based firm, just like AI Engine. So, guys, they got a lot of stuff coming out, and it's not just humanoid robots, dogs, wolves. Now they got this. They had the robot dogs. Now they got a bigger version. They call a wolf. Robot wolf leads Chinese Taiwan landing drill. They're drilling with these things for invading Taiwan. I kid you not, guys. There it is. They are drilling with these things, preparing for a Taiwan invasion. There may be some other photographs of that in here. There's one. That one don't look so sophisticated, but I don't know. Here's a guy back here with a riffle, a nug, as I call them. Gotta be careful what I say on here. And, a lot of people are saying, well, China's, not going to make it. They can't invest in stuff. There's that Peter Zine guy who's told us 15 years ago that China would collapse within 10 years. And here he is 15 years later making the same statements that it will collapse within 10 years. We're 15 years behind schedule, Peter. Anyway, well, it just so happens that China, I've told you, they're investing a lot in massive infrastructure. They're building a Pentagon equivalent that's 10 times bigger than our Pentagon. And look, they're right now building 94.5 gigawatts of new power capacity in construction, dams, power plants, or research and fusion, all kinds of things that China is coming out with, guys. And they've already got a robotic factory. Remember I told you they would roboticize factories? They got one that now will make these excavators here, these big heavy equipment excavators. This plant can run fully automated on robots, including the shipping, according to the Chinese sources here. So, guys, I wasn't kidding you about this stuff. This is roboticizing factories. They're putting these things, trying to put them in healthcare to tend after elderly people, which is going to have a lot of that. And I mentioned for raising young people. They're putting them in all these applications that I warned you about 6 months ago when I did this video right here, China's comeback. Robotics to make up for demographic and economic shortfalls. I did this 6 months ago. China's coming for you. This is a video that you really ought to see because it is going to really shake your timbers, especially when you realize how far along they've come in the last 6 months since I've done this video. I've also done a video about their ongoing work to genetically modify their human soldiers and how they're developing bioweapons and all kind of stuff. So how they're trying to get them here in the United States, this Michigan thing, I'll do more on that on a later video. But my friends, it's serious time. It is very serious times. I'm going to stop the share because what I want you to do is start prepping. And now Donald Trump, fortunately, is talking about putting more emphasis on robotics in the United States. And because of that, the stock for Tesla shot up because Tesla is claiming they're becoming a robotics factory. They seem to be a lot slower rolling out their Optimus robot than China is for rolling stuff out. Maybe they want to get it all perfected first. But anyway, it's not going to be as cheap as the Chinese robots. They're talking maybe $20,000 though, possibly once they get them rolling. That's a lot cheaper than the Boston Dynamic robots, but still, and Boston Dynamic robots got bought out by a South Korean company. It's my understanding. So we've got a lot of catching up to do if we're going to do a lot of manufacturing here in the United States. So my friends, This is something to take serious, it's something to be aware of. And you know, if you buy a robot, you might not want to buy one from China because while you're sleeping, it might decide you don't need to be around anymore. I don't know. I don't trust them. I don't trust them, my friends. I don't trust them. But guys, this is why you need to get ready because this stuff can be coming at us. That's why we got to start telling our politicians to take some action and to wake up. In that long video I did 6 months ago, I go into the steps the United States could take to maintain our freedom with this onslaught we're expecting from China. Maybe we're starting it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But China is already out there in the front lines, literally the front lines with this stuff in more ways than one. So, guys, watch that video. I'll put a link to it right up here. Be sure to watch that video that I just showed you. If you're not already watched that, find another one on my channel because I need all the support I can get right now. I just want to do a quick little intro here to let you know what China's doing because it's off the rocks. And I told you about it. And nobody believed it. It was hard for me to believe the research I was doing, the answers I was coming with. Gosh, it's happening. It's happening. So wake up. Wake up. We're in interesting times in the Chinese proverbial sense of the word. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching.